what's up? So as you guessed, I am on another long drive to the city. It is the city. I really wish I could just like openly tell you where like I live, but I don't know, I feel like there's some creepy people out there. But yeah, so per usual, for these vlogs, I just wanted to talk and give like a little bit of an update. I have good news and I also have some, like sort of not so good news, but it turns into good news. Oh shit, I literally just ran the crap out of that light because I couldn't see from the truck in front of me. Yikes. Where I live is like filled with cops too, so that could have been bad. Sorry, I just touched my hair. People don't like it when I touch my hair, and I get like so many comments like, quit touching your hair. It's like, I hate when you have like one curl that's like not perfect and it's in the front of your hair and it just like bothers you all day. Anyways, so yeah, so today is Wednesday, and for Wednesdays I have class from 8 to 8:50 and then I have nothing. So I've been like for this whole semester, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I would go home and I would just be so unmotivated to do anything. And I finally got so sick of it, and I could like feel it affecting like my mood and just like my overall mental well-being, that I told myself I'm not letting myself do that. Even if I don't have anything to study or whatever, like I'm gonna do something. So I've been going to the gym, and I've actually gone to the gym every single day for like 2 weeks, and I just go to the gym and I go on the bike. It started out I would go on the bike for 20 minutes, and then now I've been going on it for like 45 minutes, and I've been able to do it for so long because I've been reading books on it. I know I'm like one of those girls, but yeah, so like as I'm reading the books, I'm really into the books, and then I just forget how long I'm on it, and I like have been doing higher and higher levels on it, and yeah, I'm just really happy that I've been able to keep that up and like pushing myself to go. But the books I've been reading, so this is sort of strange, but I think I was watching Trisha Paytas and she started talking about Girls Next Door, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I used to watch that, and it's like with Hugh Hefner and his girlfriends, the Playboy Mansion, and I was so interested in like their lifestyle because like I don't really get it, like I would never do that, and I don't really I didn't understand it. So I knew that two of the girls from the show, Holly and Kendra, both had books. So I just bought both of their books, and that's what I've been reading at the gym, and they're so interesting. And honestly, you get a perspective of like how messed up reality TV is from reading that, the books, and seeing the TV show, because they tell you like how they've like pieced together different parts and put it together. What? Am I not recording? Not recording. Oh my gosh. I was about to be like, do I really have to repeat everything I just said? But yeah, so that's sort of something I've been doing. I know in like one of my last videos, I don't know if I said it directly, but like I just haven't been doing well, like mentally, and it's like been affecting every like, not every part of my life, but a lot. I need chapstick, oh my gosh. Like I just felt myself getting cranky. I had zero motivation to study, and if you know anything about me, I don't need to study too much, but like I do have to study like a little, but I don't study for days. I study for like maybe two hours or something like that, but I just like lost any motivation to like get myself to do even homework or like anything. And so I sort of noticed it, and like I've been trying really hard to change it. And like as a preface, like I'm very, like I keep my emotions to myself, unfortunately, and like I build things up until like I don't want to bother people with my emotions or like with how I'm feeling, so I let it just like build up in me, and then when I like finally have reached like this level of like maximum capacity, that's when I just like, I have to tell somebody, and at that point it's already like bad, if you know what I mean. So pretty much I live an hour on a good day away from school, and like so for like Thursdays I have class from 8 until 4:30, and so I would have to drive to school and then I'd have to drive back home, and at that time, like, the traffic could maybe take me 2 hours to get home, and it's just like, it's so exhausting. And then sometimes I have tests on Fridays, so like I have no motivation to study after that. And plus, like, right when I get home, I have to play with my dogs and give them attention, and then I, like, you know, so I just don't have time really to do much. It's just like every day it's like the same thing every single day, and I feel like I'm in this like constant spider web of going from like my house to the city, whether it be for school, hanging out with people, or like, yeah. So, and I'm almost sort of embarrassed to say this, but like it has been getting to me, and last week I think I might have cried every day on the way back to my house because it has just really taken a toll on me. And I think like I said, I've just reached my maximum capacity of stressfulness. Like, I don't want to be stressed all the time, and I'm just like constantly stressed. And obviously, like, me wanting to move to the city is a big inconvenience on my parents, so I've been like trying to hold it together. But I finally told them last week, and it was a combination of things that sort of like upset me that day, and then it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm gonna stop talking because there's about to be someone right next. Cool. Sometimes I feel like super awkward when like I know people are watching me record, and I just like couldn't take it then. So I don't really remember where I stopped off because I went to go get coffee, so it sort of took a minute. But yeah, so a couple days ago I just reached my breaking point, and I actually recorded this video of me talking in the car before, but I was a mess because I was still like really upset about what happened. But and here's the thing, like, me moving to where I am now and getting the house was not something that my parents were too keen on, mainly because of who I was moving in with. But they still did it for me because they pretty much, like, they wanted me to learn the hard way. Or, you know what I mean, like, make my own decisions, and if it was a bad one, I would learn from it. And I have, and I hate admitting failure, so I didn't want to let them know that I just can't do it anymore. Yeah, so I broke down and I told my parents that, and to be honest, like, I can't do this. I would have to keep doing this for one more year. And my parents, I don't think anyone can really understand what I go through. But it's just know it's a lot, and it's just like a constant schedule, at least like 3 hours in a car a day, and that's 3 hours taken away from me being with my dogs. LOL. Sorry, my SD card just like ran out of storage space. But anyways, yeah, so it's like 3 hours taken away from like other things that I need to be doing. So I just finally said that, and I'm just gonna be 100 with you guys because this is honestly like a great like therapeutic thing for me to do, but also like I consider myself an open person, and like the whole point of my channel is for you guys to like have a part of my life, or like, you know, get to know me. But so my house, my family, or my parents own it. They all live there, but my dad does real estate investments where he like purchases houses and then rents them out to people as like his side, I don't want to say hobby, but like gig or whatever. So he was able to do that to get me my house with the intentions of either renting it out, or like if the real estate market was well at the time that I would move out, he would sell it and gain whatever profit from that, because the area that I got the house in, we got it for a good price, and it's expected to go up in value. But anyways, so that's sort of why I couldn't commit to a move so fast. But I told them, and initially it was sort of the thing that the next place I would go to, hopefully they would help me get a house. But my brother, as of now, he is in the military, and he's getting out in, I think, like 3 months or 2 months or something. So they're in the process of looking for a house for him. So it's just bad timing for me wanting to get one too. So they said that I could find a place to rent. And if you don't know, I have 2 black labs and I'm not giving them up. I refuse. I almost just started crying. Wow, yeah, I'm not giving them up. I will not do that. Like renting wasn't really something that I want to do, but I'm going to do it. And yeah, so right now I am looking for a place to rent in the city by where I go to school, by where I want to be, by where I want to get a job, because that's another thing. I want to get just like, not like a full-time job, but like a part-time job that I can put on my resume, get me into the medical field, doing something like a medical scribe, something that's just like sort of easy, but like can get me out of the house, help me meet people and things like that. But I can't do that with me living where I live now, because like I said, it's an hour away and I just have all these commitments in where I live because of my dogs, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm looking for a place to live. I am very excited. I sort of think I'm annoying my parents about it, because every day I call them and I'm like, oh, I found this place, or like telling them my struggles, because let me tell you, if you have dogs, hold on. If you have dogs and you're trying to find a place to rent, it's hard. A lot of privately owned houses, they don't want dogs, and if they do, they have to be small. Same with a lot of apartment complexes. So there are places that want to, like, will take 2 dogs, but a lot of them have a maximum pound capacity of 80 pounds combined of the dogs, and my dogs each weigh 80 pounds, so that's not gonna work. So I'm sort of limited, but yeah, I'm really excited. It's good news for me. I need to give my dogs a better life and more attention, so I'll be able to do that. And although I'm trying to find like a townhouse with like a little backyard, because and if worse comes to worse, an apartment that has a patio, because I want them to be able to go outside and lay down, because Cooper loves being in the sun. But the number one thing I need is a place with a nice dog park, because my life isn't just about me. I have 2 dogs and I need to make sure that they have a good life too. So that's something that I'm looking at. So hopefully I can take you guys like maybe with me, I don't know. I don't really like recording around people, or like people I don't know. So I'll definitely like keep you guys updated with the process, because I am beyond excited. Obviously I'm going to be downgrading because my house, like size-wise, my house is 3 bedrooms with a giant bonus room, and so I have a lot of furniture. Like I said, my brother is getting a house, so I'm going to be able to give a lot of that to him, but I'm also going to have to get rid of a lot of stuff, or don't need it and whatnot. So yeah, I'm going to have to be doing all that. It just like, I see light at the end of the tunnel, because I'm not even gonna lie, I would never drop out of school at this point, but like it was getting to the point where I don't even know, like I just felt like my whole life is just like a giant cluster of stress, like a stress ball. Like, yeah, anyways, that made no sense. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now. I'm really excited. It just, my house, I love my house. I'm so grateful that I got my house, and it has a lot of memories, and even if they are bad memories, they still helped me grow. No matter what the memories were, I grew from them. But it's going to be really nice just to have a new, clean slate. Most of the time when I'm at my house, I just feel depressed. It's just like I feel trapped in my house, because I don't really know anyone around where I live, so I just feel like trapped and almost like I'm being punished. Every time I go to my house, I just literally feel like I'm being put in timeout. Which might sound like childish and stupid to like those of you that might not understand, but yeah. So one last thing that I want to talk talk about before I stop talking, because I could literally I could talk to a wall for hours, which is pretty much what I'm doing, except for it's a camera lens and not a wall. But anyways, so obviously I am pre-med right now, but I want to get job experience in the medical field. So this is another reason why I want to move to the city, so I can get a job. I don't need a job, but I want one. Because so far on my resume, I have an international study experience, I have an internship at a doctor's office, and then I have clinical rotations from nursing school on my resume. But I want to get like a job experience too, so my advisor recommended a medical scribe, and I'm trying to maybe do that, or just something that I can get my foot in the door, to just have like a little bit of experience around medical staff and like working in teams and things like that. So I'm also trying to do that. And also, I want to be like on campus more. I got offered an opportunity to be the head tutor leader for the science writing department, something like that, by a professor that I had last semester. And so I did apply for that. I'm hoping I could also get that and build up my resume. I wouldn't consider myself the best writer, but I did really well in that class, and so I wouldn't mind helping people. I was also thinking about doing like a calculus tutor or something, just something that I can like build my resume more, and honestly just like meet new people, even if it is like people I'm tutoring. Like I just want to have like more interaction with people like on campus, and like I said, at my house, like I get zero interaction. So yeah, exciting things to come. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a really good day wherever you guys are, whatever you're doing.